Let me start off by saying that Refrag's way more than just a quick warm-up, and if you clicked on this video because you wanted to learn how to actually improve at CS2, then you came to the right place. Refrag's a whole new system for CS2 training, and it was designed by pros like Liege and Pimp, dedicated to helping serious players improve all aspects of their game. So posture up and lock in, because now I'm going to show you all the benefits that Refrag has to offer, starting with my favorite community hub game mode, Xfire. Alright, so let's get ourselves into an Xfire lobby. So the first thing you want to do is come on over here to the community hub. Creator Studio is going to be open by default. And on the right hand side, you can see all the different game types. There's all sorts of different things in here that we'll cover, but we're going to go ahead and focus on Xfire right now. So we'll check that, and I'm going to do some training on ramp. So you can see that we have Mirage here. Here's a ramp map. They have mid. They've got mid for Inferno, multiple maps here. They got 5 different pages of Xfire combinations, I guess you could say, to choose from. So to get into the game, we're going to choose this top one, ramp, one of the most populars. We'll hit play, and our server is going to load up. And boom, just like that, your server is going to be ready. So we'll go ahead and click join, open Steam, and this is going to automatically start to join the server in Counter-Strike. So here we go. Now we're loading into it. We'll pick the T side because that's what we're doing. And you'll see, look, here we are. We're starting right at the beginning of ramp. This is exactly what we signed up for. And you can see at the bottom right there, we're on arena 1 of 6. So essentially what's going to happen is you're going to be trained on pushing a ramp. This is a really good way to get better at executing sites, at entry fragging, because there's going to be a whole bunch of different bots. Some of them are going to be static, like this first one right here. You can see that guy right there doesn't move, right? He doesn't move, but if you do stand still, he will begin to shoot at you. And you can increase the difficulty here. I'm a noob. I'm not that great. I'm going to keep it on default. But let me run through some of this here, and I'll get to the next guy, and you'll see he's not static, right? This combines elements of pre-fire training as well as crossfire training. So we'll go ahead and kill this guy. Boom. Look what happens. That guy peeks you immediately. Boom. Here's another guy static. Boom. You come through, and he owns you, right? But you get the point. You go ahead and you work through the first stage of this push, and you're essentially building up to the entire ramp peak. Even though I missed this guy up here. Boom. This guy here. Oh, see, that guy just peeked me, right? So boom, there we go. Once you complete the first set of bots, it's going to move you up. And now this is going to be kind of peeking out onto the site, right? You got to deal with this guy up on stairs. You got to deal with this guy in jungle. And they'll start to shoot at you once you give them some time, right? Boom, look at that. Very dynamic action here. And let me run through this real quick so I can show you the coolest thing, in my opinion, about this type of Xfire training. All right, so that brought me right back, and you can see the arena is 6 out of 6, right? So what you're actually going to do here is combine everything that you've learned in the previous 5 peaks, and you're going to rip through this whole thing, right? And again, bear with me, I'm not that great, but we're going to go ahead and boom, get to work on these spots. You can see this guy's going to peek you. You come up in here. Maybe you're late pushing. There's a bunch of CTs. Oh my God, already there. Hiding in literally every single corner you can think of. You can literally tell, look, they did a little executing. There should be a smoke there, but, you know, I'm over here yapping too much. It already went away. Boom, look at that. You see that? Look at me. I'm a pro. I'm a pro. This is what Refrag can do for you. And for me, I'm surprised that wasn't Bot Liege that killed me, because it is always Bot Liege that gets me. But you can tell, I mean, this is something that really helps me as a new player get better at peaking these specific areas. And again, this is one of many. You can go to Vertigo, you can go to Inferno, and you can learn the peaks and get a lot better at these entries, and it'll help you improve your game. All right, so really quick, I want to show you guys kind of the opposite of the Xfire game mode that we just did. It's a CT side defender game mode where I'm going to go on to a site here and learn how to defend against a literal full execution. All right, so as soon as you load in here, you pick CT. They're going to spawn you in 1 of 8 of the most commonly held positions on the A-bomb site here on Mirage, right? And it is exactly the opposite of Xfire, where you're playing as Ts and you're executing the A-bomb site. Here in the defender game mode, you're playing as a CT who's being executed on, right? So I'm a sandwich here. I need to make my way out, and as soon as I hit any key on my keyboard, it's going to start happening. It's going to start violently, so get prepared, right? This guy's got to throw a molly at me. I got to get out of here. Gap that guy immediately. I'm getting peeked by this guy. Here comes another one ramp, right? And then I'm pretty sure there's a guy in Palace, so let me go up there and kill him. and boom. So there we go. As soon as you successfully do that, right into the next one, you can see these guys are just violently pushing me, right? This is really good training for holding bomb sites by yourself, and it even helps in clutch situations. So go ahead into the community hub and take a look at all the different game types that they have to offer here, like the AWP quick scopes if you wanted to learn how to become a better AWPer. There's really a ton of stuff here for you, but now we'll go ahead and move on over to the NADR grenade groups and strategies, because I think that you'll find this really interesting. We're going to go into the Mirage Advanced utility, and when we click on this, you can see there's literally 405 different grenades varying from Molotovs to smoke grenades. I think they even have HEs and flashes as well, but we'll go ahead and launch this server and I'll show you how to use this really quick. So when you spawn on in here, you can choose either or, CT or T, but I'm going to choose CT and run into the A bomb site. You'll see a lot of floating, random utility in the air. There's a flashbang, obviously a Molotov. And so what each of these are is the different location in which the utility will actually land, right? So you look at this smoke floating in the air there. That's where smoke's going to land when you do it. So when you interact with it, I'm going to press E on it. Look at the chat. You can go ahead and type in NADE 184, and you'll learn how to throw this palace smoke from underpass. When you click enter on that, it's going to put you exactly in the lineup you need to be in. It'll tell you in the middle of the screen which type of smoke you need to throw. You can also hold E, get the grenade trajectory, and R to see where the grenade's going to land. So when we jump, obviously it changes that. To go ahead and throw the smoke, we're going to do a jump throw. Boom. I'm going to hit R immediately. You can see this thing live in the air. And what do you know? It lands exactly where you'd expect it to. Very, very neat utility here. All right, so now that you picked up some new utility from Mirage, let's learn how to apply them with NADR strategies. Depending on what you're actually trying to accomplish, you can pick one of these strategies here. And if you read the title of this 131T default, you can assume that you're going to see a grenade strategy to take over mid and execute either A or B. So let's take a look at what we have here. All right, as soon as you get on into this one, go ahead and choose spectate. And you want to choose one of the T's to watch, right? You're going to watch these guys run into base. This guy's going into apps. This guy's throwing utility A, as the 131 implies. And you can watch this strategy a few times over to learn how they're actually executing different parts of the map. Pretty cool. All right, so the last and honestly the coolest game mode within the community hub is VPL playlist, and that stands for versus playlist, right? So when you open this up, you've got a whole bunch of pretty much all the different competitive maps, and they have a default playlist, and that's what I think you should focus on the most right away. But let's launch this and we can see what it's all about. So when you get into versus playlist, it's going to spawn you into a scenario. You can see in the chat here, we're in a B rush situation. So from spawn, I need to rush to B myself and begin to defend against the T side execution. And these are official executions from pro teams that have been pulled from live matches. But like you see, here we are into the next one, fast to execute. And it's important to note, these are made to be done multiplayer, right? Even if your friends don't have a Refrag subscription, you can see I'm the only one on T versus literally 5 Ts pushing the site. I'm going to look like an even bigger noob if I go in there and try and fight this. But you want to actually get your boys up and in here, and they could do so for free. You just send them the invite string that the Refrag bot sent you, and they can join, right? And then now you've got literally 5v5 against pros who are executing your site. This is something that really is valuable for not only getting better at the game, but yeah, even team building. So definitely check out this versus playlist and get your boys involved, because that's how you're gonna get the most out of this, right? Realistically, going into versus playlist alone, I imagine even if you're good, this would be hard. But for me, this is pretty much unplayable alone. So we're gonna go ahead and check out some of the other features Refrag has to offer now. All right, so let's move on to learning more utility with the Refrag utility hub here. And when you open this up, you've seen this before. Here I've got csnades.gg, tracker.gg, csnades.app. They all work the same, right? Every single one of these is good, and they're going to show you how to do certain lineups pretty much the same way. But what Refrag does differently here is in their videos, right? You can notice just to throw this smoke, this is a 1 minute 46 second video, and it actually explains multiple aspects about why the smoke's good, how to properly execute the smoke, when you should be using the smoke, and there's just more detail involved. So if you're actually trying to learn a little bit more rather than just throw a smoke, these videos here are going to help you out a lot more than these other free applications do. And while we're talking about learning more about CS2, let's head on over into the Academy and see what type of lessons that Elige and Pimp have to offer us. In the top hand corner, you can choose a different lesson. If you want to learn more about Inferno, for example, you go ahead and click that, and they're going to give you a basic default that you and your friends can help learn together. And this is actually a video content where Elige is going to take a few minutes and fully break down different strategies. And again, I don't really want to show too much here. But you can also then launch scenarios like we've learned in the community hubs that directly relate to the strategies that he's talking about. So not only do you listen and you learn, but then you actually go do. It's kind of like he's your instructor. He's telling you how to execute a site, and then the man is actually giving you homework. So do your homework and you'll get better at CS2. And the homework that I'd give to you is to go ahead and check out their Bootcamp feature. These boot camps are designed to train your skills at everything from pre-firing angles to counter-strafing, defending sites, and more, right? So go ahead and pick a map that you're really weak on. For me, it was Dust 2, so I was checking that out. But we'll load up Ancient here, and you can see the different tasks that are assigned with this boot camp. Each of these boot camps hold about 10 tasks, and they range from like 45 minutes to an hour long. And they've got everything from aim training to peeking, holding, and all sorts of different utilities as well. Now you may be seeing this and say, hey, why do I need to do aimbots? Even the aimbots is actually custom for the boot camp that you're training on. So let me launch this and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So when I get into this aimbots, it's not like that Monacy clip, right? Where he's just, killing bots that are rushing at him or something like that. They're actually going to put you on the map in an area that matters, right? These are all common positions that players actually play when they're defending the site. So you can do something, obviously you can stand here and do static training if you want to, but you can come on in here, maybe get some jiggle peeks going, boom, pop on out here, try and gap that guy. Obviously I'm terrible, but this form of training right here is actually much more valuable than the typical aimbots that you're used to from the Steam marketplace, because they're actually putting you into a map that you're familiar with and that you need to build muscle memory with. So let me rip through these 50 kills here and I'll show you what spray looks like. All right, so here we're in spray, and this is going to teach you how to spray transfer, which I am not that great on. It's going to start off by showing you what to actually do here, and then you have to hit the gritty on this, man. This is sometimes pretty difficult for me, but it's definitely can help you with your spray control. As you can see, I didn't quite get that one, but this is pretty difficult. And as you complete these tasks or objectives, you're going to check them off. That way, if you need to put the boot camp down and return to it later, you absolutely can, right? You can see if I launch this up right now, I would just start off with the spray, which I clearly need to do. But for now, let's go ahead and get warmed up. So we're going to check out the different routines that they have to offer. Some of these are community made, like this guy, Casey Foster, or you can obviously pick up Elige Pimp's official warm-up routines as well. So let's see what Elige has going on. So it looks like we're loading into Dust here. I think I gotta join a team, maybe. Let's go. Yes, a little bit of aimbots on Dust, pretty nice. And he wants me to, I guess this is just a 2-minute timed thing, right? So you can see I'm gonna be doing aimbots for 2 minutes. Actually, that's way longer than 2 minutes. But there are 5 different objectives here that are going to help you warm up. And this is probably, if you're just trying to get started for the day, you just want to warm up, you're not really trying to learn anything new, but you're about to get into some Premier or Face-It matches, this is going to be the best option for you. You can hop in here, check out what Pimp has to offer, what Elige is doing, or even some of the other high-ranking community members. You can warm up like them and get ready to go destroy some games in Premier. Now, before we wrap this up, there's one more feature I'm going to show you, and it's actually like a 2D demo viewer. So you can come on into this section, you can upload your demos, be it from a pro match, maybe you're trying to analyze something going on that Donk or Monacy did, or, something crazy happened in your own game. You want to see how useful your utility is on Vertigo or whatever the case may be. You can come in here, quickly play a demo, and it's very fast how it works, right? We're going to go to round 4 here. And I'll show you Magix. He throws a smoke right off the get here. You can see it, boom, he hits his mark, bounces, perfectly lands inside of the B double doors. Now look at how Stanislaw and Susp react to this. You can see it had a great effect. They kind of just, pause back here for the 20 seconds. You can see what happens with the Molotov there. Here comes a grenade. Unfortunately, that one doesn't splash any damage, but you could sit here and just watch. Look, you can see this guy firing through the wall. He doesn't get anything. Just how effective this 2D viewer can be to learn how to better strategize in your games. Talking about that last demo viewer feature kind of brings me to my final point of who Refrag is actually for. Who's going to benefit from Refrag? It's actually the serious players who are queuing up Face It, right? Who are actually trying to go from level 3 Face It to level 8, 9, 10 Face It. Look at me right here. I'm 13k. I've got a really ugly blue rank here in Premier. Refrag is going to literally help me unlock that next juicy purple tier, maybe even pink. We'll see. For me, I'm going to keep my subscription for a little while. I clearly need it. And I would suggest that if you are a player or even a team who's looking to strategize better, who's looking to learn from guys like Elysian Pimp, and again, there's other high-ranking players within the Refrag community who can help you out. So I hope you found this overview or review helpful. I hope it made you, I hope it helped you make a decision whether you want to check out the service or not. I'd suggest for anybody to head on over into the Refrag Discord and ask for a free trial. These guys will actually hook you up with like a 7-day free trial. You can see if it's for you. You can check it out, and I really highly recommend that you do. For now, this is Tony Rona signing off of CS Lab. If you guys want to check out more aim training videos, more map reviews, check out our website at cslabez.com.